And what is good? How are you all doing? Whoop. Hold on. I forgot that I could hear that. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well today as we are back for a double today for some reason. I was just really feeling it and I kind of wanted to get back to working on this piece. So I figured we'd give it some time, even if it's not the whole time. Like a long stream or whatever. But yeah, hope everybody's been having a good Saturday. If you missed out, we did this last session. We were working on the likes of Miss Rally from Gunsmith Cats. We did some changes off stream because there were just a few things that I didn't super like. I do like the base that we have so far, but yeah, I fixed up the hair just a little bit. What's up, Tori? How you feeling? Congrats on the first today. Twice? Both the first? Rose, what's good? How are you feeling? Before we get into the actual drawing segment, if you guys haven't, well, we're going to do some background stuff and shout out some homies. We're going to shout out some stuff that I do, and yeah. Uh, so first off, if you guys aren't checking out Tori, please check out Tori. She's done some Pokemon Pokepia. She's done the likes of the Fall Guys, and she's also done the likes of the Jack and Dexter. If you're not checking out Wilting Rose, please check her out. She's done the likes of the Persona 3, some of the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Well, some of the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and the likes of some of the Fall Guys. Additionally, if you're not checking out my YouTubes, I'd appreciate it if you did. The first YouTube leads to my main channel, which is where I do other content outside of streams. But we also have a new short up there. If you like and you comment and you do all that goodness, it definitely helps out with what we do here. If you sit up here and you comment, I do get back to you guys as soon as possible. And additionally, there's the second YouTube channel, which we do other stuff over there. I mean, it's related to the streams and all that goodness. So we just started that up, and if you check that out, it would be much appreciated. Next up, there's the throne, which if you haven't checked out yet, that is a great way to support the stream if you enjoy the stream, by contributing or paying outright for anything that's on the wish list there. It does get sent to me once it's paid off, and it definitely helps out with what we do here. Finally, there is the social links, which if you aren't checking the social medias, that's the best way to find all my pages. But yeah, we are going to get into the thick of drawing for a bit. All right, cool. So she does have some angular ass eyebrows. I think I have the hair where I want it for now. So I should close these off and then group that stuff. Uh, that should be down there with this group. Should be ahead of it, but that piece has to stay up top, so I do need to keep that up there. What's up, D4? How are you doing? What you getting into tonight? Dun, 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 dun. And part of the reason that I wanted to do the change up for it though is because I was just like watching some clips from the show and I was like, well, yeah, granted it's not going to perfectly match up, but I figured I was just too far outside of the range of where I want it to be. Do 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 do. So we're gonna do that for a bit. And that's mostly because I want to draw this eyebrow in now. Like I said, sharp eyebrows. I don't know if they're necessarily that long, but we'll worry about that in a second. Not much, was hanging with friends, ended up plucking away at an old PS2 game, taking turns through levels. The Forsaken City. Let me see. That looks pretty cool. Developed by Red. Yeah, that definitely looks really cool. I might have to try that at some point. Apparently it was made apparently it was based around some Japanese pop star. Huh. That's interesting. What up, Coolio? How you doing? What's the cool man's getting into tonight? I think I want to extend that out just a little bit more. Something like that. Not necessarily. I think I need to draw that out just a little bit further. What's up, Kinger? How are you doing? That's roughly the shape that I want for it. And that would be closer to the length of it. So I need to do a retraction here. And then make these two parts overlap. Yeah, that's the shape. Okay, so we're going to bring these down in thickness just a bit. Bingo, bango, baby. We're in business. The last boss of Final Fantasy Crisis Core apparently is also the same pop star, I was told. Huh. So it sounds like I like this game. You're pretty good. How am I? I'm all right, chilling. Trying to get some more work done on this piece. So pulling a double tonight. First off, I think it would be closer to that gray in terms of actual fill. Is this for fun or some project? This is just for fun. D4, were you here for the last piece I finished? If not, I could pull that up. I mean, that technically was also for fun, but that was more so a viewer request. Nah. Yeah, I could pull that up for you real quick. This one. So this was a request by Jeff to have me and Parappa doing a rap battle. I think he popped in after I had stopped art and moved on to playing some video games. That sounds about right. Appreciate it, man. I was thinking about cleaning up the outline for this one and possibly putting it on the merch store or putting the me version on the merch store. I don't know how me putting my Parappa version up would go, but you know. But yeah, that is the latest finished piece. Do. Show. That is the body for that. And I need to move this into position. Something like that. What program am I working in? I'm working in Affinity. I've been an Affinity guy for a long time in terms of like Photoshop and Illustrator stuff. I used to do Adobe, but also that's when Adobe wasn't in my pocket. When we getting some D4 art? They went free recently, like in the last few months. So, I mean, if you ever need a program. I mean, yeah. If you got anything you want to share, that'd be cool. All right, let me just queue up some prompts. All right, bet. Oh wait, I did that wrong. That's not the front. This is So let me just copy that name and then make that the group name. Look, man, I could come up with some prompts for you. That's not the hard part. Unless it is. I'd say that, but then that means I actually have to think. Alright. So back there. All big bitty android lady DBZ bikini. That's how I do it, right? Yep. Yep. That's exactly how you do it. Also, if you guys aren't checking out the Coolio man, go check out Coolio. He's done some Monster Hunter Stories 3, and he's done some Zenway Zone Zero. If you're not checking out Kinger, go check him out for some of the Kirby Air Ride, as well as some of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. When you want it to say Highward Sword? Ah, yes, the Highward. Ah, yes, Mr. Highward. Funny thing is, I haven't been on Stories 3 since then. Damn, Coolio. Damn. They miss you. They miss you at the Stories Factory. They miss you at the Story Factory. He said, okay, bro. Speaking of factories, you been on Rune Factory recently? Coolio said, this is why I'll fuck with you. You're talking about they miss me at the Stories Factory. But you saw how it was lagging. Your computer said, help! Help me! He's trying to play modern games! Ah! Last time you were on Rune Factory was January 6th. It's a good day. But I guess I just gotta change settings around. It should be able to handle them fine. It's a pretty good gaming laptop. Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, okay. And that's how we have to form it up. Off shadows and highlights then. So it'd be something like uh, e uh anybody see any of that that their Ina concert. Ina. So I think I want to take both of these down to. I don't even know if I want to have that edge on it. So that'd be a center of lip thing, and we need to resize these down. I have to do that individually. Something like that. Let's see. But I'm just unlucky, so I guess if I can go wrong, it goes wrong when it has to do with the laptop. This game's telling me to select a route. Like, bro, I got no choice. You only gave me one route. Ain't no way. They said, the illusion of choice, my brother. The illusion of choice, my brother. So I know how it kind of curves, and I was kind of looking at that earlier. I was like, how do I want to build that out? And I think I was going to do something like this. Well, first off, let me. Guess it just be like that sometimes, and sometimes it be like that. Like that it be. It really be like that. Yes, it be like that. I'm partially overthinking it, but I'm also underthinking it. Also, I gotta fix that line. That's technically right, but it's also technically wrong. Okay, actually, let's do this. And copy the same line that we just made. So technically this should be over here like that. Something like that, right? Do do do. Based on the size of the piece, I probably need to actually extrude that just a little bit more. But we'll see when we start putting in eyes. Do do do. the nose. The nose. So I could be zoomed in like that. So let me do a rough out of this first. See, because we want them to be or appear big and round, but we want her edge to come out from the actual eyeliner. All right, let's see that with a fill. I mean, yes, no. Because what we're about to... We're going to fix that by putting the eyelash over it. So that's roughly the shape that I need. I think that's more so the ratio, though. No. Also, we're going to move that up. Bend that out a bit. Give her some more expression inside of the eye. Uh, something like that. I was like, the music stopped. The music stopped. Whoa! So it's stick for all of this part, and then it thins back out. I actually kind of like that. And I feel like doubling out for the eyeliner here might be cool. You could copy the eye white and use it to make the black part. Under eye, shower upper eyelash. Just copy paste underwear, expand and multiply, alter the color to black, of course. No, that's fair. I'm just trying to figure out how to give this actual like body and definition. Typically that is about the route that I would go. It's like, okay, I did one portion. I don't want them to be on the same layer, but then I want them to still match in size and stuff like that. But here I'm trying to put a little bit more thought into my layering. So it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. So how can I break this down into different parts to kind of get more shape in here? I just want my art to look better. Also, I appreciate the suggestion. Well, I haven't said anything in a bit. Just playing some Slay to Spire 2 on the side. Nice, nice. How's the run going? Damn. Let's see. No idea yet. I'm winging it hardcore in my card choices. Uh, you're at the first zone, boss. Nice, nice, nice. Good luck with the winging it. We do enjoy the wings around here. So nothing there. I mean, there is technically something there. That is the thinnest line that happens there, and then this would be the second thinnest line of occurrence. So the thick lines happen up top. Technically, this is a slightly thinner, slightly thicker line, but we'll see if we could pull that off. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Caw caw. Flap flap. Caw flap flap. Caw. Do 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 do. Uh uh uh. Dun 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 dun. Boom 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 boom. Boom down, boom down, boom down, boom down, 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 down. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Damn, Twitch over here throwing. It was buffering, so I missed hearing some of this banger. Classic. Well, at least you got another banger. At least you got another banger on your hands. And this song's overplayed. Oh, okay. I like the Demon Slayer theme isn't overplayed. It's still a good song, right? Well, I swear to God, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Demon Slayer song is, but this song had 20 more years. Okay. Hold on. I got you, D4. Nah, I didn't type in Gundam Wing. I typed in Gun Wing. Yeah, you ever type in Gun Wing? You guys like Gun Wing? D4, thank you so much for the clip as or the voice line as well as the bits. Appreciate you. Do do do. Oh yeah. Complex eyeball symmetry lines. Yeah. Yeah. Now we making eyeballs, baby. What? You heard me. So, you know the whole granny got hit by a bazooka thing? I saw this video a while back and didn't send it to you since it was woo-wah and all there. There's this character whose whole village got blown up by a meteor, and they put the song over that. It's kind of funny. That's actually no, that's absolutely funny. That's I ain't saying that to you, bro. I would have been sitting there lost, confused, confuffled, kablammed, and then laughing. Bow, bow. Do 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 do. No, because then that's a positioning thing. I mean, this is good to help me put it into position, but that's bad otherwise. And even then, I think that's bad for positioning at that point. Because at that point, I could just wing it. I could just Gundam wing it. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, hell no. I gotta leave after that joke. But coolio. Wings, wings, wings. Wing, 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 wings. Chicken wings. The chicken wings. I mean, Apple, you cannot compare Demon Slayer to Ava in terms of overratedness. Can I not? Boom, 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 boom. Look, Coolio. Ava is just One Piece. It will forever go on, even if they have to change show directors. Come along and get your ass inside this mech machine. You know that you need to get inside this robot dude. I think in the show she actually has brown eyes, so this is a debate, but I guess One Piece, except it's not cause bro actually cares about his parents. Luffy didn't even know he had a mom or dad. It doesn't care. I mean, I mean, got me there. He was monkey D'ing. Monkey D, that boy Luffy. Monkey D, that boy Big Luffy. I've heard the song quite a few times. I do really like this one. I don't even know what show it's for, but I do like it. Ah, yes, the Vandy for ranking of kings. Okay, I suddenly remember why I've heard this song so many times, but I don't remember it. It's funny because I technically was watching the show, but I gotta put an asterisk on it on the technically. If it would be more of a noticeable detail, I'd sit up here and do something more with this iris, but or with this pupil. But I think that would be me putting myself through trial and tribulation for no reason. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I didn't make it in time. I thought I snuck the song in before the other one was gonna come in. Oh well. We'll hear it after this. Boom, 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 boom. Your enemies inside your scalp? Okay. I'll take his word for it. Oh, I see, right? Oh boy said that shit and it threw me off. I was over here looking like, oh man, this is a really happy song. This is such a positive song. Enemies in your scalp. And I guess defeating the enemies inside of your scalp could be like super positive too, but alright. Now I need that third point. Enemies inside your scalp, so lice. Imagine it's actually an anime entirely about fighting lice though. Like you're joking. But just imagine. The enemy's inside your scalp. It's lurking. It's waiting. It's lurking. It's waiting. It's hating. Ah yes, gotta cop to Docky. It's always been funny to me how he says Maya inside of the song in order to make the rhyme scheme fit. Waifu soul up time. Posting that hentai from the jet. That's still a funny as line. Mm. We close, but no cigar. Also, apparently you didn't get added into the group. Let's just hope that it's because it's only one eye so far. Let's just hope that it's the one eye part. Let's just hope it's the one eye part. Wait a minute. I think I found the ratio that we need. Something's still off though. Be a huge ass cop out to sit up here and just draw her winking too. Talk about some yup. I didn't feel like doing a second eye, so we just made her wink. I know how weird that looks, but hear me out. Mm, I think if I expand this part, like pull it up and then expand it out, that might fix some of my troubles. No, no, no. Like the whole group. Right? Something like that. Only thing is, well, okay, okay. Actually, redo that. Redo that. No more redos, bitch. But hear me out. That actually might be better. Wait a minute. Get that in there first. The stuff you have to see when you force yourself to pixel peek just a little bit. I don't know. I think that looks a little bit more lively there. What about you? Yeah, well, I like the way that it looks when it's up. What? When it's up, it be looking. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at him. Look at him go. Man's out here course correcting. He's what? E a ooh boo da da boo da boo da da do da boo da da do da. Oh, I'm thinking about it because I will forget this again. Uh, uh-huh. I mean, technically that's right. There we go. See. Yeah, not. I gotta be hyper specific with that because if I don't,
Woo, woo, woo.
also I think if I thicken this lineup just a bit, we'll be a little bit more in business. But I forgot to do that at some point. Do 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 do. All right, cool. So nose tip is grouped, or like nose is grouped. Uh, lip and lip highlight. All right, so then I gotta group all of this together. Dun 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 dun. Uh, 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 uh. Mmm. Mmm. That's exactly why. So I need this to be above these. But I want that all grouped. Something like that. Right eye pupil. Okay. Okay, okay. Nope. Not what I was trying to do. Okay. So. Yeah, like I said, technically. So technically, this is how it should be, but we're not doing that for obvious reasons. See, like I said, obvious reasons. You won your Spire? Congrats. GG on beating the Spire. And then we'll group that like that. And that kind of makes sense, even if it's still a clusterfuck. As much as I want to do the shadows now, I don't want to do the shadows because I know I'm going to have to move stuff. Or even if I'm not moving stuff in particular, it's the reworking of stuff. Because I don't think the movement's actually going to mess it up. It's the figuring out where I want shadow placement itself, and then that's going to mess me up. This is almost an organized file. Almost. Almost. That's like the shape. I just need to get the positioning right and sizing. can't be hugging up that hard, but it has to be hugging to a degree. Woo woo woo. Something like that. But I don't think that's quite the answer. Give me. So we want something similar in terms of angled in, which means displacement's too high. Because it'd have to be something like that, technically. Which that's wrong. You know what? You know what? There's a part of me that just wants to say, fuck it, keep working on the eye itself, and then you'll figure it out. But I know that's also how I'm going to piss myself off. I feel like kind of the issue here was that I didn't rough this one out the way that I roughed the other one out. Wish she has to have some roundness on that eye. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, kinda. Not really. I think I'm doing it too high up on the nose, though. So it'd be something more like Bing Bong. Bing Bong. You gotta hit the combo. It's not just Bing, it's Bing Bong. Because if you ain't binging while you bing bonging, are you really playing ping pong? The fuck are you on about? Bing bong. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That might have helped. What? What? And I want to say okay game, but cuz like that's usually my response in times like this. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, but we're not gaming. So I couldn't even be like, okay game. Do 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 do. So something like that. And then what we want there. There. Maybe. That's closer. Also, something I forgot to do was I was supposed to do lids. So the entirety of this is a sham job now. Ort! What up, Soups? How you doing? What's going on with you tonight? You good? That's good to hear. Something in that range. You're just in bed? You cozy? You got your blankies on? You just finished up some games with friends? We did like a color memory game and a music quiz. Nice, nice. Did you win? You think I'd be better at some of those music quizzes, but it's just like, so the way my brain works is it's really good for like figuring out samples and shit like that. But then it's like, oh, you want me to remember the exact artist of a song? Sometimes it's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You're always top 3? Oh shit. You realize you know a lot of top music? This girl said, I didn't specialize in Broadway musical theater as a minor in college for no reason. We can play it sometimes. All right. Just don't make it a drinking game because I'd definitely be fried. Like I said, I'm good with music, but like I saw one that some friends were playing recently, and it was like, oh, you need to know this, and this about it, and it's like, I don't know that about the damn song. I'll be real with you. I know what the song is. Oh, there it is. There it is, baby. Kind of. Fair. We won't. I don't drink. You could drink boba. You could drink boba. That works, right? Oh, you right. She said, shit, you ain't gotta tell me to drink boba twice, you know. But spinal crack, baby. You had boba today too? Was it better than the boba yesterday? Were the tapiocaing? Yes. Okay, okay. See, I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Oh, how'd your event go? The balls were good. Miss, ma'am, lady, hello. They were what? The who's were what? A pause. Hey, I'm not the one that sat up here and unpaused the PlayStation. The boba was good. Hey, look, if the balls was good, the balls was good. You said you had an event. Look, you know, sometimes the events be like that. uh, uh, do I want to go to Lashes or do I want to go back to the other side first? The usual host was MIA. I'm glad I know. I'm glad I know what that acronym is. Because otherwise, I was gonna be like, the usual host is Mia. Oh my God, how's Mia doing? And you're gonna be looking like, bitch. And I was gonna be looking like, what? What? What's wrong with asking about Mia? Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not the album. Not the album, bruh. I did not want to add the whole album for that shit. I just wanted to fuck with what? There we go. Look, look. I'll play the song and then we'll skip out of it. This is for soups. You know it's scary when I said not the album to something, by the way. Nope. Soup said, what the fuck? Why is this song for me? Oh no, she got the dance. She got the dance. The bot just doesn't show the emotes properly. Side note: anybody see any of the or see the trailer for the new Harry Potter thing? Supposedly, there's a new show coming out in December. I saw some stuff on it earlier. Although I do gotta agree with the consensus of the crowd, where it's like that's one of those shows. Like I get why they wanted to do it, because Harry Potter's like a damn cash machine. That's a ultra cash cow right there. But it's like, damn, I don't know. That's one of those ones where it feel like it did need a remake. It felt like you could have did prequels and sequels. I saw some pictures, but I'm not gonna lie, I was never part of the Harry Potter train. I. So what's your fandom? What's the one? What's the one that you was out here like? Yeah. Which fandom had you out here like? Yeah. The time of your life. Oops. All right. All right. I do like this song, so I'm just gonna leave that on there. But let's remove you from the queue. Let's remove Fernando. I mean, Fernando's a cool song too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna remove that. All right, all right, all right, all right. So after that one, it goes back to normal, kinda. You didn't grow up with a fandom. You were that weird anime manga nerd. Yo, same. I mean, no, I had a fandom still, but like, I spent more time because I watched like the first 4 Harry Potters, and I was like, this shit out here. I read the books and shit. This shit was out here, right? But I ain't gonna lie, anime was trumping a lot of like movies and stuff. Oh, girl, I'm big on. No, I'm big on like Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what I put a lot of time into back in the day. I mean, like anything shonen like. That's what I put a lot of time into. I ain't even gonna lie. If it was just shonen and it had a toy of some sort, best believe I was out here like, yo, so you gotta know the knowledge. Shit. I don't know. I'm one of those people where like I watched a lot of stuff. So when people be like they don't remember a show, if it was in the time period where I was watching a lot of TV, I'm like, hey, bro, because I always look back and I'm like, damn, how the fuck was I doing all this shit? Because it's like I'd watch like 20 different shows, I'd still be gaming and stuff. I was outside. It's like somebody be like, oh, no, I ain't never watched that show. I went outside. I'm like, I was outside too. What you talking about? That's the real soup song, by the way. I have the oddest urge to go watch Cold Lyoko right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. W song. I had to put it on one time for the one time for you. You loved Code Lyoko. You feel like no one knows about it. Who's your favorite in Code Lyoko? There is a distinct group of shows Like I can't even say that because there are different eras of me like running home from school or running home from school or running to a family member's house from school to like watch shows. And Kobyoko is definitely on that list of shows. Like a lot of that Maguzi block. Like a lot of people sit up here and they're like, oh yeah, afternoon Toonami. And like, yeah, it was afternoon Toonami at one point, but then it became like the Maguzi block. Like that's how locked in I was on certain shit. I mean, actually just transform it at that point. Uh, 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 uh. I mean, okay. If we're talking fandoms, though, one day apparently a lot of people don't know, but like I feel like I talk about it all the time. I love The Simpsons to death. So that's one of those things that I'll randomly be quoting sometimes, and then people will look at me like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm just like, oh, oh. Yeah, the queef. I mean, it's just virtual insanity. That's Jamara queef. You know what? I should add that as one of the responses. You'd say probably your favorite was Yumi. Yumi is definitely top tier. I thought Oric was cool as fuck. I grew up to be odd. I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up to be fucking odd. You know, like you like a lot of the characters for different reasons. Like even like Sissy. I could see that. Or like the goofy antics of Jim, because Jim always kind of remind me of like the segments in Power Rangers where they tried to add the comedy in. But like Jim was a likable character. And then oh, you want to talk about levels of cool as fuck? That boy, what was his name? Warren? Shit. Yo, he had that right with the, you know what I'm saying? Inside the digital. Watch somebody come in and be like, actually, my favorite character was Xana. Shut the fuck up. What's up, Fluff? How you doing? Nice chatting with you. I'm gonna go to bed soon now. For sure, for sure. Thank you so much for coming through. Hopefully you get some good sleep, and yeah. The cats are burying you? Oh no. If you guys haven't checked out Soups, go check out Soups. Even if she on hiatus. She does cool things. She makes short films. She do the YouTubes. She does the rivals. She's all around a cool lady. I hope you have a good night. Also, while I'm promoting things, let me stay for this song. I knew it was gonna get you. I put it in there preemptively. I was like, nobody can resist this. If you guys aren't checking out the YouTubes, please check out the YouTubes. That's where I do other content. There's the first one for the main content. There's the second one for the live stream stuff. Torture. You're torturing me. You love it. This is a great song. It's worth it. There's a throne for stuff for stream and just other stuff in general. And then there's the Discord where we hang out in between streams. So be sure to check it out. Okay. Do. How did I see how. Because I accidentally did the eyelashes inside the nose region. Because I mistook it. We just gonna drag those up. Right eye, right side, eyelash. Do. Do. Yeah. Mm. Need heals. This is the healing. You know, I was watching a thing where they were asking people at a con what some of their favorite songs were for anime, and I was glad so many people said Smile Bomb as they did. And then there were other good songs on there that I liked or songs that I hadn't heard, but I was like, oh, yo, this kind of bangs. But I was actually surprised that this song wasn't on anybody's list, because, jeez. That's wild. This song is healing shit. I was gonna say if you ain't listened to the song, you ain't been through nothing. But you have been through something. You just ain't healed from nothing. Exactly. Talk about some why bro over there so mad in life? Aw, man, he ain't ever heard the sound of do. Okay, so under eyelash. Also, our eye is not leaking color. That's good to know. These ones are supposed to actually be a little bit thinner. So that's wrong. You forgot how long this sweet song was? Thank you for chilling out. Hope you have a good sleep. And thank you again for stopping through. Also another W song. Bye. Bye. Do. This is actually the sleep song though, so it's perfect timing that she went to sleep off this. Do. Do 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 do. Mm 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 mm. I think I broke that node. Yo, what's good, DC? How you doing? Well, well, well. If it ain't that boy Manzana. How goes it, dude? I'm chilling out. How you feeling? Uh, Let me zoom out for you real quick. So I am working on the character Rally or Irene from Gunsmith Cats, which is a manga slash anime. I was watching an AMV and I got reminded of like how cool her hair and design is. I was just like, damn, I kind of want to go draw that. So we ended up starting this the other day. I'm all right. Feel like you've been tired. I can feel that. Shoot, I woke up this morning and I was like, damn, I should lay back down. I laid back down and I just couldn't get back to sleep. My body was like, see, you awake. You just don't want to admit you awake. So I sat in the chair and it was like, by the way, you awake. If you guys aren't checking out DT3, you should check him out. He's a cool dude. He's done the likes of the Final Fantasy 14. He's done some of the Fortnite. He's done the Hell Divers. He's done some of the Marvel Rivals and a bunch of other cool things. Yeah, it takes me forever to... No problem, dude. It takes me forever to get through working on projects sometimes. And this is one that I'm trying to put a decent amount of effort into. Because I'm always trying something different when it comes to pieces to try to see how I can improve. How'd the 14 go earlier, by the way? I caught a tidbit of it, and I saw like one of the characters. I was like, oh, hey, look, it's like another short priest lady. But I didn't super know what was going on, so I was just like, huh. That feels super out of context to just say. Which is funny because 14's one of those ones I should know more characters of, just because of the card game having a lot of 14 characters in it. I think the real last way to do this is to sit up here and send them in the same direction as opposed to trying to send them in opposite directions. Uh, uh, uh. I mean, I definitely would hate that to a degree, but I feel like that's a better option there. To group all those together. Right. Bottom lash set. I'll say this much. The eye did come to life. We are still off in ratio here somewhere. And that's something I have to figure out. But I've made it come to life to some degree. And that's a solid thing. So I think the rework of the hair, some of the outlines, and then like coming in made getting to the face a little bit easier. Also, I saw Fluff here earlier. I think I forgot to do this. If you guys aren't checking out Princess Fluff, you should go check her out. She's done the likes of the Just Chatting. She's done some of the Maple Stories, some of the Tekken, and a bunch of other cool things. So I think that's a side swap here at this point. You know what? You know what? I'm ready to crush my hopes and dreams because this is every artist's worst. It's not every artist, but it's enough artists' worst fear.
Okay, boys.
Let's see where it's wonk at. There it is. And bingo bango. Kind of. I think that's closer. Transform her back. Oh shit! Let's go. Hold on. That kinda did it. I think it's still a little bit off, but it's not as off. Oh man. Do 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 do. At some point it'd be cool to sit up here and do traditional drawn stuff just to kind of show you guys. But at the same time, I know that's a real crash out moment right there. Like if you think I well, I guess that's the weird thing. Like I know things are a little bit more permanent when I do that. So it's harder to kind of be a crash out about them. Cuz I already kind of know what to expect going into it. Whereas like with this, there's infinite amounts of fixing it. So your brain focuses on what you can't fix sometimes. Something like that. I'm gonna fix that when I get back to the lines. Hold on. Hold on. New patch just dropped. New patch just dropped. Because that might be a better way to do it. Yeah, I think that looks better. If you ever want to make yourself better at a skill, just gamify it. At the same time, gamifying something is technically like bad to some degree because it does make like an association with your brain where there does have to be a payoff to things. But like, you know, if you everybody says 10,000 hours, gamify that 10,000 hours. Watch how fast that shit fly. Bro, I hear Arden so hard that the art be Arden classic. This guy. Appreciate it, Coolio, man. I feel like I need to do some games this week. Might be real. I also got behind because both competitive stuff and then like outside of competitive stuff, just like certain streams were either off in timing or just like didn't happen at all this week. Between like doing IRL stuff and then just needing to sit up here and have time for the edits. Why get behind when you could get ahead? No, that's true. And that's really how I should be operating, but I don't. It's weird because it's developing a habit, and part of developing a habit is getting into a schedule for it. But at the same time, it's like, well, shit. If I get ahead, it's trying to prevent myself from getting comfortable in the habit. Shit sounds like what they would say in an E-Trade commercial. I hate typing on the phone. Yeah, I feel you. Classics? I feel like that's the name that Coolio would give it if he had bought Twitter. Classic X. Classic as fuck. Or I just shut it down and don't rename it. That's crazy. You just really gonna shut down Twitter like that? Okay. Where did I make this the new iris? That's the line. uh, 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 uh. I just realized what I did. Okay, that's why that wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. In terms of that overlap. So I didn't get to the step that I thought I was at. Also, I see you, Apple. You upped your art game. I appreciate it, dude. But I guess if I do that, there will be tons of art I won't be seeing. Yeah, yeah. Well, see, like, it's funny because there are websites for art, but a lot of us don't use them because they have either weird IA, not IA. We're like, because I was going to say AI, but I don't mean like artificial intelligence. They have weird like layouts. There we go. And then if it's not weird layouts, then it's like, well, most people won't go to an art website unless they do art to some degree. Because why am I on an art website? Even though they want to see the art, right? So it's just one of those things where it's hard to be discovered on shit like that. So people still use Twitter. Purpose-built websites are cool, but then like they're hard to get your average Joes on it. That's why Instagram, as much as a lot of photographers get mad at Instagram, it's like, well, Instagram kind of still is king to some degree. So I think right about here, personally, that's where I would say that they did it. The UI, there we go. My ass is over here, tired as fuck, couldn't think of the word. I'm like, the AI, the. You know what? I'm glad I didn't decide to run a marathon for the second stream today. I appreciate you because that was definitely a brain fart right there. I was like, damn. The fuck is this word? I think the way to do this is I have to do a loop pass first and then I have to do a second loop over it to essentially build on the shadow there as opposed to trying to do that outright. And then this side, I don't necessarily want to give it that space because I do want to thin that out. Run a marathon, as in Bungie's game marathon. Oh God. Yeah, I thought it when I said it. I was like, you know, it's funny that that's a game again. I guess you could always have played classic marathon, but you know. Actually, rounding this out just a little bit more might be the plan. So I'm going to see where that goes. Funny how they kept the Whack AF franchise but get rid of their real moneymaker. Shoot. They said, you want to buy us out of this? We don't make those games anymore anyway. What you mean there's still a market for it? What do you mean people still want them? What do you mean? Listen here, Pally. There will be no games. But brother, I am literally the king of games, Yugi Moto. I said there will be no games. Ooh. Ooh. Now that does raise a dilemma though, because now I have to determine. Yeah, I have to make that smaller now. Something like that. Something like this. Yeah. That works out better. Do 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 do. What is this one set to before I do that? That's the one. So it actually gets a bump up as compared to what I thought it was going to get. Because that's supposed to have a thicker edge. Close, but that's off, so up the thickness on this one. Fix that. I said fix it, not break it, Apple. What? Also, speaking of games, Wild How Fire Force is literally about to end, and we don't even got a big game for it. I wonder if they will give us a big game for it at the end. Like Kinger was saying, I could see them doing that. They want to wait on the franchise to end, because that's kind of how the Fairy Tail games had went, where like they waited for Fairy Tail to end twice before they like, yeah, all right, here's a definitive set of Fairy Tail games. Just because you have stuff like, so like Dragon Ball sells games for ages, and like Dragon Ball can sit up here and make you play the same game over and over in terms of story, but like mechanically, here you go. Or like Naruto, but not every series has that kind of staying power where they can sell you on a game every week. Like JJK is hype as fuck. The JJK game, I heard about it all of a few times before it released. I heard of it a few times after it released, and then I didn't hear any more about it. The My Hero games. The My Hero games. Bleach games. So it's just one of those things where it's like I could see them waiting till after the fact. We got the Full Metal Alchemist games, and while those are cool in their own right, they're original stories too. So Fairy Tail was over for like 10 years. Shit, I think by the time they did finally get to the games, it ended 2 more times. Talk about here's the 100-Year War and all this shit, and it's like, okay. Like, if you started Fairy Tail, you could have had a kid, right? Made it through all of Fairy Tail. Finished Fairy Tail as it was coming out over the years. And then by the time your kid was into anime and like in school and all this shit, you know, a teenager, basically, you would have just been finishing Fairy Tail all over again because they say, here you go, new shit. Here you go, new shit. It's like that meme where the GTA 5 meme where it's like what people played, the GTA people played on the PS4, the GTA people played on the PS5, which the real haha funny is the GTA people played on the PS3, motherfucker. I mean, we also had 4 on the PS3, but still. I remember that Black Clover game release. You heard it was extreme ass, so they didn't make another. But who knows? It's coming back, so maybe they will. Maybe. It's just getting like the right people on it. So I have to give this upper some thickness to make this work, but it can't be too thick because it has to taper out. And that's kind of the issue here. I guess that's the real way to get the taper off. To just like slowly and gradually. Okay, so yeah, I'm still gonna have to do this in segments. Cut the hair off real quick. Cause actually, what am I doing? I designed my own eyelashes for a reason. I mean, not for a reason necessarily. I just kind of liked how it looked when I stood up here and did the thing. I mean, I guess that is a reason of sorts. just outright delete that node. Move that node in. Okay, let's do a fill there. I think I still need to bring this down just a little bit, but we'll see. So I guess this is the tricky part here. Nope. Okay. That's cooked. Okay. So now that I have the basis for it, I can sit up here and work on reverse engineering this. That one needs to go down though. Do. I swear to God, every time this song fucking gets me for that very reason. Bring the hair back in because I'm overthinking it now. So there is a weird spot in there. But I think it's just because I can't get the same effect off now. There it is. That's kind of what my brain's looking for. Yeah, so I feel like instead of lowering the eyelashes, I kind of needed to up them just a little bit. Let me see something real quick. Bum 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 bum. All right, that's why. I'm looking like you gonna flip. Uh, our song request on? I mean, they could be. What's up? Or I mean, if you just want a song, you can ask me, and I can put it on. Also, welcome back to the land of the living, Tori. She said, I wasn't sleeping. I was just resting my eyes. Gently. Gently. You're just axing? You're doom scrolling. Once I fix this eye, you let me know what you think of the art so far. Oh. Ugh. Cause that's in the wrong spot, baby. There it is. You send me a DM on TikTok that reminds you of me? Of me? Of me? Crazy. What's this man doing? Is it another guy dancing on a ship? Dancing on a ship? Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. Here I go again. I gotta do it to you. Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. And here I go again. Ooh, I got a new one for you. I like the way that sounds. I'm gonna do it for you. I kind of want to make that highlight bigger now, though. That feels like the right answer. But We got Tori's waiting. Do 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 do. I can't wait for. All right, so that's how it is so far, Tori. Actually, that's zeroed out. Damn, she pointed at you. Damn, not the point. She said, you. Looks good. Thank you, Tori. I kind of want to hear this song after singing it. DT, I'm pointing at you too. Damn, crazy. Breaking news. Breaking news. LA lady pointing. Oh, how was the game, by the way? Did you guys dodge? See, we just ain't gonna talk about that flaw. Everybody has one. Like that one chick from that show, and that's my only flaw. I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait till they make more of that though. It's a good show. I thought about it, I was like, I'm glad we watched that for anime night. But no, that was just like something random that we had saw clips for and we had did like a short session.
You're pooped? Oh no.
What in tarnation? What I do? You were being you. What does that mean? I need no reason. That's crazy. That's crazy. She's just pointing at people now. She doesn't even have a reason anymore. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. No one is safe from my ankle bites. Oh no. She's gone mad with power. Since I'm motivating myself to do more projects, it'd be cool to sit up here and do power at some point. But that's a some point thing. new one for you. I like the way that sounds. I'm gonna do it for you. Do 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 do. Do down down. Do, right. Do. Ooh, I got a new one for you. I like the way that sounds. I'm about to do it for you. I like to break it down. This joint has got me open. My favorite song. I put that thing in motion. I do it all night long. Do it, do it, do it. Here I go again. Do it, do it. Do it. Do it. I think I'm slightly off on where this is supposed to be placed, though. Break it down. Not the ankle bites. Man, DT, she bite ankles harder than mosquitoes in the summer. That's why she a summer baby. Ooh, do it, do it. Here I go again. Do it. Yes, there is no spot. I can't bite when others crazy. Does the Rentmeister know you bite udders? The Rentmeister over there smoking his bubble pipe. Ah, yes, yes. Her biting other people keeps her from biting me. I'll allow it. What you got? Go. Do do do. Hey yo, what you mean, queef? Oh, you hadn't noticed. Yeah. So it's a long running joke here because what everybody's doing the yes queen thing for a while, and I just thought it was like funnier to have that as a response. So if you put yes, it's queef. If you put yup, it's what I think that's actually queen. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. So it's kind of long running thing here. I thought of a new one earlier too. While I was talking to somebody, I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be funny to keep the joke up." What an E. I think it's this one. Oh no, it's Yas. There we go. I forgot which ones that I made. I think like there's 3 of them right now. I saw it earlier too. Yes, queef. And then there's the keyword why. Yeah. That one's a reference to a show that I wish that they didn't cancel. Like, you want to talk about a fumble of a century? ABC fumbled when they canceled that show. There it is. That's what Yep was. You know, me putting this next song on is probably why the algorithm keeps feeding it to me, by the way. Because I feel like I've never listened to this song as much as I have recently. Which is funny because, you know, like, it was a big hit at some point. Rather not, I was listening, like, paying much attention to the radio when it was. Like, I remember hearing it on the radio a few times, but, it's just one of those funny things where it's like, damn. Where that Playboy Farty command? Look. We try to leave Playboy Farty and BBL Drizzy where they at. We can't be risking no we can't be risking no elo on Playboy Farty. Tori sat up here and said she was gonna steal that nickname for fucking Ritzy though. Which is funny. What, last week when y'all were doing Fall Guys on Sunday over at Dusty's, Tori? That was one of those few nights where it's like, damn, if there was any night for Tori to have come in randomly and watched anime with us, that was the night because there was a character that I jokingly called Ritzy because it was a fart powered robot, or like it was a robot that extinguished like smoking gas, and I was like, Tori would have been all over that. She would be like, "Oh, Wincy." Ah, yes. The age old tale of that boy Jorkles. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I'm probably not going to do bust type stuff on stream. One, because that's not a strong suit for me. Right. So that's one of those things where, like, I don't want to accidentally draw something and then Twitch be like, But two, also draw and bust on stream. Like, I know dudes that do it and, like, they're proficient in busty women. Right. They're proficient in the busty, and they know how to draw it in just a way to sit up here and get away with it on Twitch. I am not one of those fellas. So I don't know, there's some part of this that'll have to be off stream at some point anyway. The protest. So like they did the whole fucking 20-year anniversary of Hannah Montana, right? Imagine they did that shit for Zach and Cody. But it's just like instead of them going back to the hotel and shit, it's them just showing their actual lives. Talking about this is the sweet life. Was a good special. I need to watch it at some point. But no, the one that I was thinking about that also would be funny is like the Naked Brothers band. But like I don't know how many people actually even remember the Naked Brothers. So a 20 years later thing, some motherfuckers be like, who? And I'd be like, you know, the Naked Brothers. I know that's Nickelodeon, but like they've also kind of they've done revivals of certain things that they used to have. The Wolf Brothers. What Nat and Alex. Nat and Alex Wolf. Let's watch the series, Apple. What, the Naked Brothers band? Alright, bet. You wish Miss Duff got her reboot? Shit. I wish Miss Duff got me. Hillary. Hillary. Everybody over here talking about some, I didn't know Hillary was built like. Nah, I been knew. Shit. I'd always been about Miss Hillary Duff. Shit. Y'all can't have none. Y'all slept. That's my babe. Shit, motherfuckers be like, what would it take for you to chill out and get your life together? Shit, some Hillary Duff, boy, some Aubrey, some Aubrey Plaza. I still think it's crazy that you don't think Zach and Cody would be on the Mount Rushmore. Shit, the Sweet Life did numbers. That was literally Disney's cash cow for a while. And I guess if you want to include like live action movies on that too, shit, High School Musical, Disney ate off High School Musical. They was out here like, yeah, yeah, how we going? They didn't know how to top High School Musical. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, so let me label these. Zach and Cody didn't hit me like these ladies did. I'm just saying though, but like if you're saying who's on the Mount Rushmore, like who did numbers for Disney, you look. Them Sprouse boys. I wish I could put that boy Mr. David Hernandez on there. Cause he had his own shows and he was in literally most of those shows, like those big shows as well. But you know, like that man was trying to carry the channel on his back. He said, I got movies. I got my own show. I'm in other people's shows. Shit, I came back for a reboot. Maybe it's not Hernandez, but I know his last name, it does start with an H. Why am I even doing that? The motherfucker that was, yeah, David Henry. That motherfucker was selling fucking Disney. He was literally a Disney all-star. Or, Christy Romano. She a Disney all-star. She said, alright, I did Even Stevens for y'all. I did Cadet Kelly. I did Kim Possible. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm not saying both of them should be Mount Rushmore levels, but I do think Disney was eating off of them. Maybe David Henry, just because like how much shit he was in for Disney, but still. How do I feel about Shia LaBeouf? Man. Disney was eating off of Shia LaBeouf. I always forget that that's Rivy Ullman instead of David Henry, because they do kind of look alike. "43 episodes. I mean, that's still short for Phil of the Future, but Phil of the Future. I think if it wasn't for all his craziness, yes, I think he should be on there. Man, don't you be getting mad and I can't even make that joke. I can't even make that joke. Anyway. Yeah, no, they definitely ate off her and off Raven. I can agree with that. I don't blame him. He had a lot of pressure on him as a child that backfired on him. Eventually, it's unfortunate. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like depending on what you believe in terms of some of his stories, it's like beyond just like him being a child actor, like in the pressure of it, there's certain shit that happened on set where it's like, oh damn, y'all really ain't had no safety back then. Because he told one story about the AC unit on the set of holes for the dude that had a trailer next to him. That thing just going kaboom because it was so hot. And he walks out the thing, he just sees dude sitting on the floor. Like, he was cool, like, injured. But, you know, I can still just imagine being on a set where it's so hot that AC units are exploding. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Those things. She did do a lot for herself, though. Yeah, yeah, nah, she ain't never crumble. Hey, hey, but I bet you she make a motherfucking fault. Ms. Duff. Ms. Duff. Hold on, hold on. Tori. Hold on, Tori. Hold on. You want to know how deep it goes? Here we go. And Raven, man, she carried Disney during her era. Talking about she's so bad now. She had always been bad. Oh, like shit. Young ass me was sitting there like, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck shit. But yo, fuck this dude. Gordo. Yo, it should have been me. Type shit. Man, rain fall down and wake my dreams. Let it wash away my sanity. 'Cause I want to feel the thunder. I want to scream. Let the rain fall down. But yeah. The funny thing is, she had been like that for a hot minute, and motherfuckers just found it out. Like, yeah, she had went low key and outside of the public eye, but she got that first divorce. What was that? 2020, something like that. 2019, and like because she was acting and stuff again, and like she was out walking around with her son and all that shit. Man, there are photos then, and motherfuckers cloud. I was looking like, y'all ain't know. I always saw the vision. I'm just saying. I get famous and I get invited to like the red carpet. There are certain actresses I am shooting that shot instantly, no hezzy. Shooting that shot instantly, no hezzy. I'm be like, hey girl, look, I know you got a husband, but God put me here for in this position for a reason. You trying to get a divorce? Type shit, type shit. Uh, and then fix that. There it is. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Tori, the next song is how I would clown on the red carpet if I ran in to one of them. Taj Mowry, the twins need to share a head. All right, bet. It's gonna be like the fucking pose that they did where they were like resting heads on top of each other. That's fine. Oh, you got a husband? What's that got to do with me? Shit. I'm just out here trying to walk my goldfish, girl. DT, DT. I'm just out here trying to walk my goldfish. In soccer, there's a goalie to speak crazy. Doesn't mean you can't score. I'm just trying to have a little lunch, you know, get seen on TMZ with the, you know, have a little photo op. I'll be stopped. That is, hey. Okay, bro. Huh? You said what, Coolio? Huh? What? That's crazy. I said, okay, not the baka. Not the baka. Thank you for the bakas. Okay. I gotta do left eyebrow. Type sheet. Tori, when I tell you this is how it be, I mean it. China, Zendaya, Cameron, Dove, or Sabrina. Shit. Shit. You got to give your credit to that boy Terrell Jackson. Mr. Terrell Jackson Williams. Do you remember when Debbie Ryan was Jessie? That's crazy, Coolio. Talking about some after they all turned me down. You know what? You know what? I'm going to the bad bitch. So I gotta get me some bad bitches. We want to talk way older. JT Austin, Britney. Oh wait, no, Justin Timberlake. I was like, JT Austin? Justin Timberlake, Britney, Christina, and I think only those three. Damn, that's crazy. Can't even joke with a dude in this economy. Nope. Broke is a joke, but the joke got more money than both of us. Debbie Ryan, a cutie, but I can't think of her without that meme with her face she made. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The little head tilt. The little hair swoosh. Hey man, DT, you out in the wild and you see that girl Debbie Ryan and she give you that look. The little hair swoosh. You barking? Tell me stop. What's the common phrase? All bad bitches got a big ass forehead. Debbie Ryan. Debbie Ryan with her big ass forehead. She proof of that. She is a bad bitches. If it's snowing, I'm going, baby. Shit. He said if it's snowing, I'm going. Hold on, hold on. No, no. This what you hear if it's snowing. You just gotta hit one of these. I'm Mr. Plow. That's my name. The name again is Mr. Plow. I'm Mr. Plow. I don't know why, but I feel like if we played Hungry Hungry Hippos right now, that boy Coolio would beat all of us. Hold on. I think I might have accidentally made the fawn shit. I don't know. I watch Disney Channel way less than you guys probably. Of the big three, what was your channel? Was it the Cartoon Network? Was it the Nickelodeon? I mean, you said it wasn't Disney, so. It was always Cartoon Network mainly, then some Nick. No, that's fair. Speaking of Cartoon Network, it's still just always, man, it always surprised me that that girl, Miss Kat Dennings, is out here married to that boy Andrew fucking Mr. CK. Mr. Destroy, Build, Destroy himself. Shout outs to him. Congrats. You won. You won, bro. I'm kind of mad at you for life, but you won. Bald. Tori said, I've been waiting on some bald. For me, it was when George Lopez show was blasting Lowrider at like 3 a.m. Low rider drives a little slower. Hey man, you heard that trumpet? You knew it was gonna be a good night. And then you heard that ending trumpet, like the ending theme? Nah, you knew it was time to go good night. Man, I love the fuck out of Frasier, by the way. That's a good show. You know, motherfuckers gonna look at me crazy, but Frasier is a good show. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Also, Home Improvement, but like, I feel like more people agree with me on Home Improvement. Some motherfuckers gonna look at me about the Frasier pick. And I was like, hey, bro, Frasier was a good show. I'm kind of sad that they put like the Frasier reboot on Paramount Plus. I would have supported it. I just ain't got no damn Paramount Plus money. And like, if you want shows to keep coming out on stuff like that, you got to support them. The Jonas Brothers. Who did you guys think was the most handsome? Guys can admit other guys are handsome, fellas, without wanting them. I mean, you know that boy Joe. Yeah, Joe just had that aura. He was out here. He was the number one. Also, too many bitches wanted Nick. Everybody's like, oh my god, he's so innocent. He's such a nice guy. He has the asthma. Oh my god, he's such a bastard. Like, I love how that changed. Shout outs to Kevin. You know, Kevin living his best life. He had diabetes and asthma. Like, that man was out here, he was getting bitches from both angles. He had sympathy on both angles. Kevin's just happy to be there. Hey, being there is better than being Frankie. Being Frankie is like being one of the fucking Jacksons that didn't get popular, that didn't get famous. Dad, why'd you call it the Jackson 5 if there's 7 of us? I hate to tell you, but you holding the rest of us back. Joe, don't be talking to the kids like that. Joe, you gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Joe, I don't care if we hurt their feelings. We get out of here by any means. Joe, you know that's not nice. You can't be talking to them kids like that. And we can't be paying no bills with no skills like that. Now, either you want to get up out of here, baby, or you want to stay in the hood forever. Kids, do what your father says. We getting the fuck about this hood. It don't. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Fuck! I messed up. Hold on. I can fix this. I can fix that. But I was one of those bitches. I had a crush on Nick. Ah, Tori, don't tell me you fell for it. Come on, girl. I didn't think Joe was cute, but I didn't think Kevin was more cute than Joe. But now, currently, I think Kevin's the best glow up. I think he's pretty damn handsome. He's tied up with Nick. Damn. She did my goat like that. She said, Joe. Hey, my boy Joe, he still got that aura. Health conditions and all. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want to talk about the one that made it? It was definitely that boy Nick. You know what? Maybe I should have played up asthma more. Been like, oh no, I got this asthma, ma. You know, you got a nice asthma, and it's sit up here and make it hard for me to breathe. I mean, but like Joe ain't making out bad. He had Sophie Turner for a few years, like. Shit, you know, like he ain't got Sophie Turner no more, but he had Sophie Turner. You know, if you know, you know. Type shit. Right. You know what, bro? Okay, but we should get Kevin Jonas to play like fucking Elvis. Kevin Jonas would make like a good Elvis inside of like a biopic. I can't be the only one to think that shit. Also, you know that man fucking Kevin love his wife. He been locked in with his goddamn wife since '09. He said we left the Disney Channel. We left with bitches, and somehow he's like, nah, I'm gonna marry this woman. Oh my god, I used to like Big Time Rush, but I learned about their downfall. Now they're all just ugly. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why you coming at the goats like that? They said, oh, 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 oh. He's a handsome now, a very handsome. Yeah, she kind of do. I mean, like, shit. You know, I'm one of them Kevin Jonas looking motherfuckers. Like, hey, man, come on. God? God? I know you up there, big dog. You cooking one up for me, right? Shit, look, I could wear a suit like Kevin Jonas. Because that's all it takes. You just gotta wear a suit, right? He had a kid with her. What, Joe and Sophie Turner? You're the Lost King brother 4 times removed. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, they all have kids, all girls. See, you know, that kind of works out too, though. But like, you know, if all they kids was musically talented, they could come together and be like the Jonas Sisters, the sisters. Although, like, although they could call themselves sisters, they could be the Jonas Sisters. The Jonas Cousins. Crazy. The Jonas immediate family. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Nah, dude. That's so stupid. Who are you listening to right now? The Jonas immediate family. Why the fuck y'all let me be out here like this? Shout outs to the Jonas Collective. Hey. That's definitely what it would be. I forget how. Hold on. Let me check before I sit up here and say it. I was gonna say, don't Mumford and Son get like a whole ensemble? Like they could be the next Mumford and Sons. I was gonna do something and I start, man. I was gonna do something and I distracted myself. I started thinking about Babbage. Crazy. Oh, eyelid. That's what the fuck I was about to do. I was just sitting here like, what the fuck was I about to do, dude? What the fuck, Scoob? Like Scoob? Like Scoob? What were we going to do? Like Zoinks, man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh no. Put my bar back. Put my bar back. Bruh. Not the bar coming off. Get back on there. Bro, you know you're supposed to be up here. All right. When I start fucking up my dockets, that's when I gotta take the things off. There it is. I got her back docked. Ah, yes. On a number between 1 to 100, how thick would you want it to be? W. Good job, Apple. This was a fun conversation. Thank you. No bar for you? Damn. Nah, thank you for the conversation, Tori. And I'm glad you had fun. Woo. I think we gonna skinny that out. There we go. Skinnying it out actually might not have been the answer. Hey, bro, you ever just been sitting up at 3:49 in the morning and your brain just randomly think of Ava Longoria? Yeah, me too. Make the small curve a bit longer. All right, bet. Like that? Oh, fuck. Something that is off, though, is... Wait, is that yeah to the curve being longer, or is that yeah to Ava Longoria conversation? Oh, okay. So Tori ain't never just been up late at night thinking about Ava Longoria. She also says she ain't never thought about America Ferrera. Oh, she too busy thinking of no coco instead. You right, you right. She said no coco. I think that's a fair amount of progress. Your Glen Coco. Damn, crazy. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, this some anime ass song. Shit. Absolute anime ass song. What about Ava Mendes? Yeah. Yeah. With the mole. Shit. Out here with that mole. Oh yeah. Let me shut the fuck up. Okay. Oh yeah. Shit. Ava Mendes says she 52. Oh, a word. Say less. Apple gonna act up now? No, 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 no. We're just getting coffee. Shit, I'm gonna be walking around like Ryan Gosling. Okay, okay. Show. I don't usually do it for the fine shits, but I feel like we wilding already. Right. I'm gonna take a chance tonight. Cause I feel like I'm done for right now. I got to debate on some things to and let it sit. Since the body would be the next reasonable thing to do, right? And then I got to do shading at some point. So I'm ready to find shit. uh. Anyway. Hey, I kept it 100 though. Thank you, dude, so much for joining me on this beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever the fuck it is for you. Cause I don't know your fucking sleep schedule. I don't know about that. There's no reason to. Apple needs to handle some business after those days. That's crazy. Thank you, dudes, for sitting up here and showing up. Hopefully, you sat up here and you enjoyed yourself, whether you're new, you're old, or whatever it is. To new dudes that sit up here and gave me a follow, thanks so much for that follow. Welcome to the Cerebral Nation, the greatest nation on the internet. If you ain't knowing now, you know it. Hopefully, you're doing super duper, and I can provide you with your vitamins and nutrients for your entertainment breakfast. To returning Cerebral, wild as fuck, dog. She wild. Thank you for sharing your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, all that goodness that makes me want to stream longer, better, faster, stronger, just to talk to you guys on a more consistent basis. To my moderators, thank you for coming through, putting in chat commands, looking over chat, and doing all that goodness that helps make my job easier. To anyone who hosted chat, alert, gay, bitch, no, they subscribed, whatever the fuck you did today, man. Thank you so much for chilling out in the first place. But additionally, thank you for doing all the things that allow me to do this on a more consistent basis. Peace, DT. Thank you for chilling out, dude. Later, Mr. Coolio. Hey, I gotta put that album on. I was supposed to put the album on while I was doing this art, but I was like, damn, shit. Yeah. If you guys aren't checking out the homies, please check out the homies. There's the likes of the Tori. She's done the likes of the Pokapia. She's done the likes of the Mario and Luigi Brothership. There's Coolio, who's done the Monster Hunter Stories 3 and some of the Zenwith Zone 0. There's DT, who's done the Final Fantasy 14, as well as some of the Marvel Rivals. We got Kinger, who's done the likes of the Marvel Spider-Man, as well as some of that Paper Mario. There's the YouTubes. If you haven't checked out the YouTubes, I'd appreciate it if you did. There's the Discord. We chill out there between streams. There's the throne. And yeah, all that goodness. If you got the commands, or like the emotes, commands. If you got the emotes, please sit up here and join me in raiding in. But, hey. I'm going to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We about to show the homegirl some love. I'll catch y'all later. Sorry shit.